I've got a camera.
How do you move it down? How do you move it down? Okay, thanks. Bone, dust, disco. He stands at the 53 bus stop, boy shadow, dust cloaked and fading, jangling her keys in his pocket. Echoes of a journey cut short. Every lover fades away or violently deceases. Cancer, car crash, overdose, never-ending coma, epileptic fit on Sunday, heart attack in Alford's. He fell off a block of flats. She jumped under a train. I live here alone. You are the one who still walks tall. I'll be here when you're beaten. Come to me with chest complaints, bed sores and contusions. On bare feet, empty-handed, all your dreams divided. I will take you in. We'll huddle together in our decline, in my tunnel of fag-fug. This kitchen shall cater to our finicky appetites with resurrected childhood delights and outrageously huge portions of vegetables to aid our stricken bowels. There'll be plenty of bags of frozen peas for soothing hip replacements, a complicated rota of medicines, creams and capsules, a calendar ringed with red letter days at the outpatients and the doctors, and a rotating disco ball flinging sunspots round the walls. This bathroom will be steaming from our strenuous excretions and the anointing with lathered suds of each other's loosened skin. Wood lice, constant, harmless friend, hide beneath the bath mat, upon which you shall teeter as I scrub your wedding tackle. I'm saving up for a handrail. This bedroom holds a double dread for our unattainable pleasures. You will never touch me, you know where. I will never notice or even really care. Our feeble token gestures, forlorn stabs in the dark, will spark the tea light in the saucer on the bedside cabinet, and with fuddled irritation we will keep a vigil for our looming shadow as it fidgets on the wall, a two-backed beast made by us, fueled by the flop and rattle of our long-term smokers' lungs. This lounge will always be curtains drawn against the glaring percussion of now. We'll shrivel in reupholstered evening, thermostat too high, ashtrays like cryptic clues dotted about in profusion, and the extravagant amount of dust accumulated from our ridiculous years making fuzzy outlines of we too. From down amongst the grubby cushions, my laboured breath will tickle your cauliflower ear as I pick a bone or two with you. Remember when you told me you didn't believe in me? Holding my wrists, you spread my arms and I engulfed you. Remember when I went out with your best friend just to get closer to you? Remember when you said I was your great big gorgeous fat-lipped female? Remember when the sky caved in and the birds flew out from the steeple and the houses arrayed themselves in regal curves and my lifeline was splintered and thin? Remember? I'll shake you by your slumping shoulders until you remember too. Remember when we came up and down on our first trip, my face like a side of bacon, yours like a waterfall, with a misleading message flashing in cursive from your gushing forehead, I will be the one. Remember when you had to go at me for leaving a scum ring round your bath? Remember that New Year's Eve when I yelled in your ear at the same time they turned the music off and everyone heard our business? Remember, after Old Lang Syne, I stood outside the men's toilets, slapping in turn each bloke who walked out. You bundled me into the front of your van and we drove to Beachy Head. And when you parked up, you put our seats down and I was crying because my feather boa ripped on the gear stick and you said it was already in bits. Everything is trashed. This year is in tatters and it's only 2 o'clock. Don't worry, we've got plenty of time. Remember when you said you needed it hot and fast, so I made you 2 slices of toast? Remember when you told me to shut up, pulled me onto the bed and melted your body into mine? Although I could feel your home diplom, I wasn't really there. I was floating near the ceiling, looking down. Remember the very next morning, we had breakfast in a working men's cafe and you confessed it was the first time you'd been unfaithful to her in 10 years. And I didn't get it, fluffed my lines, lost you in the fry-up. Remember when you told me you two had always had a good sex life? Remember when she rang and begged me to stop you getting her sections? Remember when you glibly said you should have married me? Remember when I was a disco dangle with a spangle sweating in my sticky pocket, caning pop and disco dangle darling, watching you? Remember when we sneaked into my dad's study and opened his Remy Martin? I came too, topless, on your lap, with my arms around your neck and my tits in your face, and my mum was dancing on the table because it was my 18th birthday. Remember? Remember when you got down on all fours and kissed my blue patent boots? Remember when I first let you see me naked, you said, but you're fat, and I slunk into your bed, hid under the covers, and took you in my mouth? Remember when she walked proud after claiming you, a gliding walk with not much bend at the knee? She was always a sullen one and fizzing with static. She played the age-old game and you were blinkered. Hook, line and sinkered, don't deny it. I know what she did. She took a lamb's heart from the butcher's, smeared it with your semen, wrapped it with her hair, put it in a cardboard box and kept it in her fridge that thrummed night and day in her house made of glass on the cliff. After 9 cold months, she yanked it out, put it in the boot of her banger and drove far away, swearing on her holy trinity. Poison, opium, eternity, I'll have him if it kills me. Remember when you offered my boyfriend £1,000 to have me for the night and he agreed but you couldn't afford it? Remember when you gave me a lift home on the handlebars of your bike? Remember when you lived down the road from me in your old ambulance? She was heavily pregnant and I let her come in for a bath. Remember when we had nothing much to remember?